Hey guys, welcome to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday afternoon. Hope you're well, hope you're having a good day and all that jazz of, happiness and all that. Got a video centered around a Santiago Gimenez or a Santi Gimenez, depending on how you want to go about it. Talking about him, Spurs' interest in him, and kind of just that rejuvenation in, well, his market as a whole, not just for Spurs. So we're talking a bit about that, going through some stats, things like that, and got a bit of valuation on the player potentially. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. Just want to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And also you'll see in the description of all my videos, there are my handles for Twitter and things like that. Give us a follow if you fancy it. Trying to be better on those sort of things. But let's talk Santiago Gimenez. It came from Ekron Canor. And he said that Feyenoord are planning to sell Mexican striker Santiago Gimenez for over 60 million euros in the summer transfer window. Sporting Lisbon, Benfica, Atletico Madrid, Tottenham, West Ham, Man United, Chelsea and Arsenal could make a move for the Mexican striker in the summer transfer window. Look, I'm going to be honest. If you're expecting 60 million euros, which comes out to, I think it's about 52 million pounds, something like that, Sporting Lisbon aren't spending that money, and nor Benfica. They're clubs that want to sell players for that money. They don't want to have to buy a player for that money. When you look at the rest of the teams, you look at Spurs, West Ham, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, obviously all Premier League clubs all have that money spent. They won't have that issue come the summertime. In January is a bit different, but in the summer it's not, because you can kind of manipulate your squad to allow you to any financial fair play concerns. It's easy to do. I mean, when you look at Man United, they might move on. They're moving on from Rafa Varane, but they might move on to Casemiro, and Casemiro, probably fetches you good money from the Saudi league. When you look at Atletico Madrid, it's weird that they don't have the money to spend on FFP, but I don't feel like they ever had the issue not to spend big. Obviously have that stadium now, which not now. It's not like it's brand new, like it came out a year ago, but it's quite a futuristic, brand new, modern sort of. Stadium, which obviously gives them financial fair play benefits. So, potentially they're in there as well. We look at some of the stats for Santiago Gimenez. When we look at it, he's played 30 games this season, 21 goals, 5 assists, so 26 goal contributions in those 30 games. He's played once in the Johan Cruyff Charles Europa League, 3 times in the KNVB Becker, and ironically, those 4 games, he's not actually got five, not got a goal or assist. So actually, when you look at the Champions League and the Eredivisie, played 25, scoring 21, assisting 5. Not bad, really, all things considered. Now, I think the fair thing to say on Santiago is he's an Eredivisie striker. He'll be 23 in the summer. His birthday's like in April time, sort of thing. I think if I remember reading that correctly. But look, he's gonna be 23. Well before his prime. But he's spending 50 odd million pounds on a guy that isn't a top 5 league proven player. And that's a big issue, I think, for a lot of people. And I get that, to be honest, I do. When we're thinking about spending, such money on a player, you do want it to sort of come out and be pretty much nailed on that he's going to come in and do well. I think that's the issue with the striker role. I feel like you can kind of get away with it with any other real role, barring maybe a keeper or a centre-half. It's one of those ones you get found out real quickly. If he's not scored in 3 or 4 games, you're starting to go, is he going to be what we need it to be? And it's the one area where I think Spurs have had some good output this season with Richie and Sonny, but I'm in an iron about it because the more I think about it, the more I look at it and go, if they were your 2 strikers next season, with Alejo Veliz maybe sort of jumping in there as well, imagine you had like an out-and-out, bona fide, top winger. I think that's probably what Spurs need more, especially on the left wing. I think we need an out-and-out top winger to play up there, because if you had a left winger that was, absolutely flying, you had Sonny, and then you had a right winger, is it a Kulusevski, is it Johnson, whoever it might be, I think that would be a very damn good front 3, and they still have the benefit of having, a Manuel Solomon still there, which I know a lot of people aren't too keen on him because, he's played 400 games for Spurs and, they definitely know he can't do it. But, when you look at Johnson, you look at Kulu, you look at, we'll see what happens with Werner. I think the jury's still out there. People want to see a bit more of a body of work, which I think is fair enough. And that's the benefit of the doubt that I want to give him. I would want to give Solomon. I'd want to give quite a few of those players in the squad that, people seem to have already written off. To give them a chance to actually play a few games. It kind of shows what you got, because I've seen some flashes from both Solomon and Werner. just not seen enough of them just yet. So hopefully, I mean, ironically, when we play Palace, I probably would want to see Werner play, to be honest. You know, I think even in a game against Wolves, he was the only guy that was actually running past players, and I think we really completely missed that in our team. A player that can actually beat a player. I think that's why I'm towards a winger more than a striker if I had to be between the two. But I want to know your thoughts about that. Obviously, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification for more, as well as hit the bell notification. And yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.